Hi everybody, this is going to be I'm going to be going over the part of In the Hall of the Mountain King for Guitar 2, talking about some of the terminology and the technique that is described by that terminology, or what it means, and kind of go over the tune that way, and then I'm going to play at the end of this a slow version of it so that you can play along. So anyway, Guitar 2, all the parts have fairly equal footing in that they each get a chance to play the melody a little bit somewhere. And the effects that are used are pizzicato. Well, pizzicato is, of course, when you're putting your hand to mute the string, and in particular, pizzicato is played the thumb. Okay, so even if the notes are way up high, got to play it with your thumb, okay, and muted. When it says sul tasto, it actually tells you, it says play on fingerboard. Literally, sul tasto is over the table, which is right over here, and you're playing a melody. It's because it sounds a lot quieter, and you really can't play it too hard like you can here, because if you play that hard, it won't come out. You'll buzz the strings. So that's why you play sul tasto, okay, and over the table right here. Lots of pizzicato, as a matter of fact. And then you will be playing a couple of chords too. You will have sections where you have to play what we call normal, where you have to kind of a weird one. Let's say, it's hard for me to read. There it is. Be careful, because there's a lot of places where it has slurs, and you do have to play the slurs. Okay, when it does indicate a slur, a pull-off, or a hammer-on, in the music, you want to do that because the arranger was very specific about wanting to do that. And you'll notice that I played that with my thumb because that's what's asked of it at 46. When you go to C at 50, then you're playing with your fingers. That's when you're going to play rest stroke with your fingers. It's supposed to be pretty strong, fortissimo. Then you got a pretty tough chord here. You got a B chord, 58. And it's kind of staccato. It's staccato chord. Usually if I want to make it staccato, and what I'll do is I'll mute with my thumb. Immediately it cuts the bass note, and then you just hear the strum chord. That I would do with my fingers. I wouldn't do this with your thumb because you can't mute the bass. You just time it so that the strum and coming down on your thumb is at the same time. Okay, and then you do have one G sharp minor chord. Might be a little bit awkward because they're kind of difficult bar chords. Now at D, you have a grace note. It's an A sharp. And I was a little perplexed when I saw the fingering here because it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to go with note instead of fingering. It says A sharp to C sharp. C sharp is on the 9th fret of the first string. A sharp is on the 2nd string, 11th fret. So there's a part where it's a grace note, small little note connected to the main note, and it sounds like that's what you're doing. You're doing it with your thumb. Okay. That occurs for the first time at D, and every time you see that setting, because it looks like it's consistent there, and then at the end, of course, it's going to be at 84. going to be a piano to a fortissimo. So you're going to go. As strong as you possibly can. And at the very end, you have a low E, and then you're doing a hammer from D to the high E. Okay, so from 1 to 3. 1, 2. And the last note's on 2. 1, 2. Okay, those are kind of the essential things to look at that might be unfamiliar. At this point, I think you are familiar because you've read through it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play with the metronome at 80. The tune's supposed to go at about 120, but this will just be a rehearsal tempo for you to just make sure you've got all the rhythms and the connections correct. Okay, here's the recording at 80, starting off with the B, fermata, and you're playing that melody pianissimo with your in pizzicato. One thing to be careful of at measure, after you have the 4-bar rests on the second line, you're doing B, F sharp, B, F sharp, G natural, D sharp, B, F sharp. So that's all, you're all in one position there. Okay, just to make sure you recognize that. Okay, I play the B note. Then you'll be cut off for the fermata. And now here comes the melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here are the rests. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3. Here are the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2. Sul tasto. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. B chord. Okay, G sharp minor. Back to B. 4, 1, 3, 4. Actually, I'm supposed to rest on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a quick cutoff on that. Okay, hopefully that was helpful.